Welcome back to OCG Thursday. So, Blazing Vortex is in full swing, and the first list we get to talk about today is frickin' Metalfoes. And it's actually been a little while since I've got the chance to kind of enjoy this deck. Fun fact, by the way, Astrograph is a level 7 spellcaster monster that you can drop off of Magician Souls. You can also drop off the Chronograph. Things that I've learned today for 500, which is actually kind of cool, because, you know, both of these will tutor with your pops. So, interesting, OCG. So, Metalfoes, post-Blazing Vortex without Electromite. Smile. We have 2 copies of Ash Blossom, Enjoy Spring, 1 copy of Astrograph, Sorcerer, 1 copy of Chronograph, Sorcerer, 1 copy of the Luster Pendulum, of course, still limited to 1 there, triple copies of Magician Souls. Like I said, being able to ascend your scales, being able to draw additional resources to capitalize for more resource management. This card is actually really good in this deck. I mean, you can also convert it into something else. It's also fodder for stepping on into Selene. We also have 1 Jackal King. Pretty basic stuff here. Another spellcaster. We also have triple copies of the Metalfoes Melcaster. So, once per turn, you can target 1 other face-up card you control, destroy, and if you do, you can set a Metalfoes spell trap card directly from your deck. Easy, alright? And you can only use this card's name's monster effects once per turn. So if this card on the field is destroyed by battle card effect, you can add 1 face-up Metalfoes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, except for Metalfoes Melcaster. But you cannot activate a card with that card's name in the Pendulum zone for the rest of this turn. Cool thing about this is you get a recursion that you can basically pendulum summon something back out. They just don't want you to go, okay, we'll pop this and add back something else and continue on. It'd basically be extending out a little bit too hard. So I understand why we capped that on that point. Makes perfect sense, actually. And then, of course, we have triple copies of Gamma for the negations. Triple copies of the Bismugear for the high scale. So yeah, we have 1 low scale, 2 high scale here. 1 copy Rescue Hamster. We're finally going down the paradigm. My boy Hamsty finally getting some love. Triple copies of the Rescue Rabbit. Still, like, I hate to say it, but this deck is still very, very vanilla based. Alright, so having our successful Rabbit resolve to basically tutor for, you know, your gold drivers, your silvers, and your stealins that you all maxed out on, it makes perfect sense at the end of the day. And then we also have triple copies of Volflame. Still high scale. Like, the cool thing was this is also a new low scale, so you can kind of round things out a little bit more consistently with this. So we also have the 1 copy of the Driver, 1 full Metalfoes Fusion, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Metalfoes Fusion, triple copies of Painful Choice, then we got 1 Metalfoes Fusion. So we can fusion summon a Metalfoes Fusion monster from the extra deck using 1 monster from our hand, field, and or among face-up Pendulum monsters in the extra deck as fusion material. So this basically gives us the, oh, we already created our resources over into the extra deck, and we still have 1 set up. Then we can go ahead and use that. Also combos pretty well with the Melcaster recursion. Triple Desires, no confliction here. Then we have the 1 combination. Pretty standard stuff here. We have 1 Selene, 1 Olamda. Oh, just kidding. They do have Electromite. For those of you that paid attention. We have 1 Hauk, 1 Apollosa, 1 Access Code, 1 copy of Dweller, 1 Ignister, and 1 Borrowed Savage. And then our new guy, as how do you pronounce this? Azothless? Oh. Alright, so if a face-up Metalfoes or Metalfoes card you control is destroyed by card effect, you can target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. Fusion requirements for this are a Metalfoes monster plus a fusion monster. Unironically, you can super poly into this. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle 2 face-up Pendulum monsters from your extra deck into the main deck, and if you destroy that card. You can only use this effect of Metalfoes once per turn. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, it gets to go to the Pendulum zone, which brings out this broken effect here. So we basically get a universal 8 scale, which is pretty good. And of course we have the more basic stuff. 1 Orichalc, 2 Mithrilium, 1 Crimson Knight, and 1 Alcahest. Side deck here, 2 Panker Boy, 2 copies of Book of Moon, 1 copy of Droplet, 2 copies of Mr. Mind Control, 2 MST, 2 Super Poly, 1 D-Barrier, 1 Metaverse, and 2 copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up a little bit of love for Metalfoes. And I'm very happy that we get some love for this deck, because this deck has needed it for a very long time. Alright, wish we got a little bit more support for this, but, you know, every little bit helps. Next up is the Ancient Warriors. Now, Ancient Warriors in the OCG are a little bit crazy. They get triple frickin' skill drain for interruptions. They also have access to the new Pot of Disparity, which actually, I mean, hello? Pot of Duality? Alright, no confliction. Alright, I can combo up. And then we also got the new copy of the Lu Feng. The cool thing with this is basically you get to drop this on the field if you got skill drain running. You won't have to toss this on over to your opponent when you cry. Also, interesting Tri-Brigade lines in this deck. Cool things that you can do with this deck for 500. So we have one copy of the Fearsome Zhong Yan, one copy of the Graceful Zoku Gong, and then one copy of the Ingenious Zohu Kong. Man, I'm really bad with names. We also have triple copies of Masterful Sun Mao, one copy of the Valiant Zhang Di, one copy of the Virtuous Liu Zan, and then one copy of the Rebellious Lu Feng. And then we kind of round things out, but that's our basically monster lineup. Honestly, the one-ups here all kind of make sense. You're going to have to pretty much toolbox for everything that you want. We have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, one copy of Pinkertops, and then we have a very, very small Dogmatica package. We're not even opting for the Fleur de Lis in this deck, which I feel is kind of weird. I feel like once the skill drain is up, I get that the Fleur de Lis loses a little bit of value, but at the end of the day, it's not end-all be-all. So we're playing one Ecclesia to get to punishments, which makes sense. Two copies of Ghost Spell, and then triple copies of Max C for our draw power. Spells, we have the 3 Visits, probably one of the best cards that our deck actually has going for it. Triple copies of Tenki so that we can tutor for our monsters. One copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. 2 copies of Pot of Disparity. Triple copies of Pot of Extravagance. And then we have 2 Dogmatica Punishment. Triple copies of Skill Drain. Triple copies of Solemn Judgment. And then 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness. Extra deck, we have 1 Wicked Wings, 1 Fruitless Flower, 1 copy of Unicorn with 1 Appaloosa, triple copies of the Double Dragon Lords, 1 Access Code, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Omega, 1 Borreload Savage with 1 Titanclad and triple Init Test for the pops. Side deck, triple Shifter, 1 Nibiru, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Anti-Smell Fragrance, 2 Crackdown, triple Evenly Matched, 1 Ice Dragon's Prison, and 1 Imperial Order. Wrapping up a nice little take for the Ancient Warrior strategy. Then the last deck we actually have for you guys today is more Prankage. You guys know I've been really pushing this as of late because I find this to be very unique. Now that we've gotten the full release of Meow Meow down here, we now get the chance to explore how good this is. So this was a 3rd place Prankage. We covered a 1st and 2nd yesterday. So for OCG Thursday, I figured we'd chuck up the last one here. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. 2 copies of Pinkertops. If you guys haven't noticed, Pinkertops is just this absurd, dumb powerhouse in the OCG. They love finding crazy ways to continuously bully people with this card. It's amazing. Like, it's Cyber Dragon on literal poweroids. 2 copies of Ghost Spell, triple copies of Max C. Then we have triple Prank Kids, Dropsies, Fansies, Lampsies, and Roxies. That's it. That's your Prank Kids lineup. Then we have 2 Called by the Grave, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Crossout Designator with 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 for 1, 1 Pandemonium, 2 Palace, or Place, with 1 Pranks, 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, and triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, wrapping up the main deck. And as you see down here, we do have a Verte to drop this Thunder Dragon Fusion so that we can cheese on out some other cool things here. 2 copies of the Meow Meow, 2 copies of the Do-Do-Doodle-Doop-Doop-Doop. Hello, Thunder? Smile. Oh, we have 1 Bow Wow Bark, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Link Spider, 1 copy of the Unicorn, 1 copy of Access Code with 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Mr. Washer, 1 copy of the Rocket Ride, and then Thunder. Alright, Thunder. This is our main target. It's so cool that we can actually Thunder Dragon Fusion make this. Good job, by the way. Alright, we have 2 copies of, or triple copies of Lancia, 1 Nibiru, 1 Cosmic, 1 Instant Fusion, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of D-Barrier, and then triple copies of Solemn Judgment. Wrapping up your copy of OCG Thursday this week. Not a lot of craziness out here, but the Metalfoes deck definitely is a little bit spicy compared to some of the other cool things going on out in the current field. So guys, what do you think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this week's decks, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace out as always. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Mquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mquillgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.